at the conference, but apparently because of terrorist scares, even toy guns you couldn't buy anywhere. So the end of that idea. And I still remember just one monk, he wouldn't stop talking. This was in Thailand. And so they turned off the amplifier and the audio. He just raised his voice and carried on. And then, because it was inside at night time, they turned off all the lights. It was totally dark. And he still carried on. Yeah. He said, if I need to give a Dhamma talk, I'll give a Dhamma talk. And even though everybody left, he still carried on. Yeah, I'm ready. Give the countdown. 10, 9, 8. I'm watching the clock. 7.5. 6, 5, 4.5. 3. You don't get much excitement as a monk, but this is exciting.
For once, Ajahn Brahm cannot just start his talk like that. He has to watch the clock. 10, 9.
Yes.
Okay. So, welcome everyone. Welcome to BSWA. Just to make sure you're attending the right event, we're here to celebrate BSWA's 50th anniversary. So, anybody who's not supposed to be here today? Okay, very good. So welcome everyone. Before I start, I'd like to do a welcome to country. I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we meet today and pay my respects to elders past, present, and emerging. So with this, I would first want to welcome, we've got some VIPs today. I think we're missing a few people. So Senator Dean is not here. And the councillor from City of Serling is also not here. No? Okay. So we've got Maureen, Barton with the family. Thanks for coming. And you will see we have a video, an interview with her that we'll play the video later on. We've also got Mrs. Rohini Jayasuriya, as well as her family.
Is she here? Where is she? Where? I couldn't see her.
As well as Talisha Ellis and the family. Thank you for coming here to join this event.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so...
oh, she's over there. Yeah, Rohini just coming in now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are there more people coming in? All right. So with this, I would like to hand over to Ajahn Brahm to do a short introduction to this event.
Sure.
And Ajahn, you have like 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay, I better start quickly.
I'll get my eject button ready.
I will have to do smart. Okay, let Mrs. Jayasuriya come in first of all. There she is. And her children. Excellent, yes.
We are very honored to have all these founding members with us to celebrate this occasion.
Excellent. Excellent. So anyway, I better get started, otherwise I'll be cut off afterwards. So anyway, I know that there's many other people here who've helped a lot. And I do see over there's which used to be president and secretary and treasurer, Don Cody. And I always remember you because you gave me the nickname, not the spiritual director of the BSWA, but the spiritual dictator of the BSWA. And I will always remember you with gratitude for that. But to prove that things have changed, that I'm not the spiritual dictator anymore, if I go over time, I will get cut off. But anyway, it's a wonderful thing to see how many people are here. And a lot of people who come here are not here for many, many, many reasons. And the nice thing to know is that when I first came over here to Perth, that was 40 years ago. I wasn't here at the very beginning. And when I came here 40 years ago, it was a very, very small Buddhist society, but at least it had a start. We had a little house in 4 Magnolia Street, which is still there. I went past it the other day, and it still looks the same small house. I think there must come a time soon we put a plaque on that house. The first vihara of the Buddhist Society of Western Australia. In that little house, we did all of our meditation and talks. Ajahn Brahm was the leader at that time, and he was very inspiring. And it was hard work. And when I remember, because I did have a maths background, I looked at the accounts to see what our financial situation was. And I noticed that the house which we were in, 4 Magnolia Street, it was worth $50,000. We owed $49,000 to the bank. And so we just 1,000 equity. At least we weren't into negative territory. But it was wonderful that it's not just the hard work of the Sangha at the time, but also the great faith of all the lay people would come and help out, make sure we were well fed and everything got paid for. But I also remember that at that time many people, they told us afterwards they had doubts whether the BSWA would ever survive. They had those doubts because there were many other spiritual groups in Perth at the time, and we did not have that great support. I remember from the Thai community, it was only much later they told us, we were just looking at you 2 monks to make sure you were real monks. You weren't just going to come and then just leave and go to another place. Of course, you can understand, if you're going to spend money and support people, you don't want them just to come in and you make donations and we get lots of places to stay and then you just leave. So it was hard work getting people's support at first. And then the way we got support, Ajahn Brahm, myself, there was another monk before, but he didn't last very long. That was Venerable Puriso. But we worked very hard. We did a lot of good service. And little by little, year by year, things started to grow and we got more and more people here. And it's been amazing just from that small house where we've come now. Even this hall we're staying in now, this used to be the car park of what was a church. Where the community hall is now, that was a church, an Anglican church. Where the offices are now, the library, that used to be the priests' quarters. And this was at the car park. And so after many, many years, we managed to get a couple of more properties here and to be able to make this into a nice hall for everybody. One of the great advantages is we actually made this hall, so we designed it so it can be useful for a Buddhist community in the way we work. Not only that, but then we started to purchase Bodhinyana Monastery first of all, and there's so many lovely historical stories about that. That was a piece of land which no one could sell. The reason they couldn't sell it because it was supposed to be for cows and sheep, not for monks. For cows and sheep. And the poor owner could never find his cows. It was such a hilly property. When you're trying to muster them, they're all over the place. So he was quite happy to sell it to us. I remember when one of our friends, remember Doug Solomon, he's still around, whenever he put this, what's it called, the offer in for that land, the real estate agent said, you can't offer a small amount like that, it's worth much more than that. But the lawyer said, this is an offer, you have to present it to the owner. And because the owner couldn't sell it, it was quite easy to make a nice compromise And so we managed to get our first monastic property down in Serpentine. And of course, after that, we built it up, and then we realized there was other things which we needed. The next thing I think we needed, am I getting this right? Get the land for the retreat center first? Yeah, that's right. And then we got the land for the nuns. And this is where the nuns are now. You know, it's not just getting stuff, there's a purpose behind it. A retreat center so each one of you can come and meditate, not just an ordinary retreat center like we had in the old days, only for fit young people. We got it so there's en-suites in each room. The elderly people can come and stay there. People who are sick can come and stay there. And then also we got the nuns' monastery. And I remember just the nuns' monastery, getting that as a good asset for our Buddhist society. I would not take just a small piece of land. So we saw this huge piece of land, as you all know. I think 563 acres, or 83, it's close enough. 583 acres of perfect solitude. I remember just going, we can't afford that. So I did a lot of chanting before the auction happened. Is that cheating? Well, it doesn't matter, it's for a good cause. So it worked, and we managed to get that. And I remember just telling people, sitting here on was it Friday night or Saturday, I said, we managed to purchase the land for the nuns' monastery. And everyone started clapping. And I realized that this was an important thing. So we had the beautiful nuns' monastery, a retreat center, branch monasteries now, and the BSWA has grown from strength to strength. But I'm just saying, some of the things which happened. What I always say is the greatest strength for our Buddhist society is the diversity which we live by. This is not a Thai monastery. It's not a Sri Lankan monastery. It's not a Singaporean Malaysian monastery. It's not a Burmese monastery. It's not a Bhutanese monastery. It's not an Australian monastery. It's a Buddhist monastery. If I miss somebody out, please excuse me. I haven't got much time. But nevertheless, to see everybody come and work together, and to see everybody welcomed, see everybody learning a lot of great Dhamma, to see the harmony and growth in this community is one thing which I really love. And that's kind of what you live for, everybody being welcome. And bhikkhunis, and even some people, you might think I'm crazy, but some people who are gay, we ordain them, and they're fine, they're not practicing any LGBTQIA plus things, they're monks, they're nuns. People who are disabled through things like schizophrenia, if they can handle being a monk, welcome. We don't want to reject anybody. They're all welcome. And that's actually how the Buddha taught, as I understood it, and how we all love this Buddhism. And just to let you know very quickly, even though there's many, many monks and nuns here, there are some who are not here. And just a couple of days ago, if I've got it right, we've got even great scholars as well. Not just forest monks, we combine both. I think it was a couple of days ago, Ajahn Brahm was presented with a PhD for his Pali studies. So this is our Buddhist society, really strong, really powerful, serving everybody. And if you are a member, you are so lucky to have joined this club. Thank you for listening.
Okay.
That was 12 minutes, I'm sorry. You could
2 minutes over time, Ajahn.
Yeah, fair enough.
So thanks, Ajahn, for the short speech. And Ajahn, I'm quite sure when we started, we didn't have nuns. And look, how many nuns are present here today? They outnumbered the monks. I usually sit at that side of the hall, but today, see, I'm actually seated on this side. Okay, and I would like to welcome Miss Andrea. She represents, she's from the city of Stirling, and she's a counsellor. Thanks for coming back. She was here this morning.
Thank you.
And she joined part of our Vesak Day celebration as well. Thanks. So, and I should say, even though this is our 50th anniversary, so just I mentioned that when we started, we didn't have nuns, and look how many nuns we have today. And we've always heard from Ajahn Hasapanya because she gets invited to do Friday night talk quite regularly. And on the 30th of June, we actually will have Ajahn Munisara. You're going to be doing the Friday night talk?
Really?
So please come 30th June. Ajahn Hasapanya will be doing a talk as well in June. Next week, yeah, and then end of June. So we have Ajahn starting the first week of June, and then another Ajahn from Dhammansara coming to do the talk.
It's a takeover.
Yes.
Yay.
Ajahn is happy with that. So with that, we would like to play the video that shows the interview of Maureen Barton. Do you have the video ready?
So we're here just outside Manjimup at the home of Maureen Barton, piecing together an oral history on the 50 years of BSWA. Some important anniversaries are just around the corner, and Maureen and Ananda, her son, have kindly and graciously allowed us to visit and start to document that history of how the BSWA came into being almost 50 years ago. This will be the first of a number of interviews where we gradually get together an oral history that will survive for many years and explain the important inception and continuation of BSWA.
Welcome you all here today. We are honoured and delighted to see you and so many Buddhist friends. It's really lovely, and particularly the Venerable.
So if I could just start with a general question. What brought you to Buddhism in the first place?
I married one. I had been very involved in the Christian church, specifically the Presbyterian church. Sunday school, youth group, teaching Sunday school, so choir, that was a big thing, for many years. But I had gradually become rather disillusioned. It didn't satisfy me as it used to do once. But I didn't say anything to my sisters, who were still very much involved in the church, and if it gave them satisfaction and a cause to live, then I wouldn't upset that. But I had reservations, and then I met Richard, and I was interested to find that he was a Buddhist. And the more I got to know about Buddhism through him, I found nothing to object to and much that was good. And so I was it suited my way of thinking, I think. And so I became a Buddhist.
Did you take precepts? Did you go to meetings in Perth? Or?
No, there weren't any.
Right.
And Richard used to say to me quite often, there must be other Buddhists in Perth. We should try and meet up with them. And so he got me to write to the Buddhist Society of New South Wales, because it's always the wives who get to write the letters. And so I wrote to them and asked, did they know of any Buddhists in Western Australia? And they sent me back the names of Don Casson and Professor J. Surya. But I felt a bit reluctant about going along to see a professor, though I had a university degree myself. So we contacted Don Casson, who came round to see us, and that was at 30 Tate Street in West Leederville. And we had a very profitable conversation. And he came again, this time with Professor Jayasuriya and Seng Tan, and we decided to start the Buddhist Society. So it was my husband who began it. It was his impetus that set it off.
Can you remember when you wrote to the New South Wales?
He was 2.5, so it'd be 1973.
1973.
Do you have a
Yes.
copy of the letter? Or
No, all my stuff, when we shifted up here, I left all my stuff with Professor or Seng or somebody down there.
Right.
And
We'll follow that down. Yeah.
yes, someone told me some years ago the first minutes had vanished, and I thought, oh no, there's so much history in minutes, as I found with my book.
What was Professor Jayasuri's role then when Don introduced him to you?
Well, we talked about it for a bit, and Vesak was coming up, and so we organised in the Australia-Asia place in West Perth, and my goodness, I've never seen so many burning incense sticks before.
What was it you organised? What did you ask?
Vesak.
Vesak.
Yes, and at the end of the Vesak celebration, we had the AGM, which meant that nearly everybody left.
Right.
how many in the group when you started?
There was, I think, 9 when we started. It was myself, my husband, Richard. There was Don Casson, Professor Jayasuriya, Mrs. Jayasuriya, Seng Tan, Thanong, a Burmese gentleman, and a young man called Pali, who disappeared pretty quickly, but he was there initially, and that was us. So we got on with it.
Did you have many meetings before you constructed it? Like, was there a meeting that said, is anybody else interested? Or did 3 of you say, can we put a constitution together?
Oh no, the constitution didn't come for a year or 2, not until we were really established.
Right.
But no, we just talked around it and decided, Vesak was coming up, and so we'd do something. And so we did. And then we asked those who were interested in forming a Buddhist society to remain behind, to stay, and most of them left. People don't like meetings.
What did you set as your first goals? So, do you want to have a Buddhist organisation, but what would have been its intent, Maureen?
Well, just to meet together, to contact other Buddhists, and try and build up numbers.
Yes.
We weren't too ambitious at that stage because we didn't have any money and not too many people. But we, numbers gradually came up every couple of years. We used to meet in, I think it was Australia-Asia House in West Perth.
How often?
Once a month.
Once a month.
But soon after that, my husband and I started having a full moon puja at our home, and there was a small group of people came to that, mainly Sri Lankans who loved the chanting, and that was in the newspaper as a contact and our telephone number. There was a religious section in the newspaper with the different meetings, and so we put in a little bit.
In 1973.
73, yes, 73 and 74.
Were there other Buddhist traditions at that time?
Well, no, there weren't. No, we were the first. It was only later that they started differentiating and starting their own. But the Buddhist Society of Western Australia was the first, and it was mainly Theravada. What
would take place in a meeting at your house or one of the ones at the Asian Australian?
Oh, at Australia-Asia House, we would have a puja thing, and some chanting and a time of meditation, and then we'd talk a bit of business.
Any Dharma talks? Did you invite anybody in to do a Dharma talk or try and get cassette tapes?
There wasn't anybody.
Were there any Thai connections at the time?
Any?
Thai connections?
Yes, we had some Thais who came along. Yes. I remember them mostly because I became secretary, and I could sort of manage Sri Lankan names, but the Thai names used to tie me up in knots. Yes, so we elected Professor Jayasuriya as the president, and Don Casson as vice president, and my husband Richard Barton as librarian, and Thanong as treasurer, and
That was the first committee.
that was us. Yes, that's what we did. But we decided after a year or so that we would invite a monk for a meditation weekend. So we invited Venerable Kantipalo. That was the meditation weekend. Oh, 1971 is a photo of the house.
Where the BSWA began?
Yes, that's the house.
Yeah.
Yes. And in the garden, there's the incised Buddha.
When was that done?
That was then, 1971, 72. That was our shrine at the house. And for Christmas, my husband gave me that book of that record of Buddhist chants.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you.
And that's
see that very clearly.
little Ananda there. And that was Seng Tan, who was visiting us. Venerable Kantipalo with Ananda. Yeah, so then we shifted down to Perth, down here, mainly because Ananda was coming up to school age. So that's why we came down. But of course we still kept our Buddhist. But all the things that happened were after I left. A couple of years afterwards, when Karen Smales was president, they decided it's time they had some premises, and they got that place in North Perth, an old house in North Perth. I thought I had a photo of it, but I don't. And that was where I first met Ajahn Jagaro, Venerable Jagaro he was then. And there was a younger monk with him who went back to Thailand, and Venerable Brahm came in his place, and he was so skinny.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
And looking a bit lost because Venerable Jagaro knew everybody and was chatting freely. But of course it wasn't long before Ajahn Brahm, Venerable Brahm, knew everybody. And so I went there a couple of times when I happened to be in Perth, and so that was good. And then of course the developments after that I really wasn't in on because we were up here. But there's the monastery. And Venerable Jagaro sitting under a tree with his umbrella. Yes, yes. It was nice. But we still kept contacts and people were coming. Like, I'm sure this is Tan Don. Somebody else took the photo. It's 1976 printed on the back. But I think that's Tan Don.
Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. And this was the single men's quarters hut arriving, and then there was a neighbour who helped us, jack it up and put it on there. I was ahead driving the ute ahead, with a big sign on it. But oh my goodness, my heart was in my mouth when it was coming down that last steep bit of the hill. This hut perched on the thing. It's a more recent photo of it. And that's Venerable Kantipalo.
(1978).
Mm-hmm. again. This is rather a nice one. Venerable Kati Palo and Tan Don talking with a lovely sky behind them. Venerable Kati Palo. And this is Venerable Parisu.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Ananda's helping him fill his. But I haven't any photos of Tan Stephen when he came. And now visit of Venerable Brahm. And this is Venerable Brahm called in on his way somewhere else and had lunch with us. Mm-hmm.
Well sheltered.
And this was at the monastery with Sister Aruni.
These are precious photos.
They are, yes. So
We'll look after them
I'm
carefully.
happy for you to copy them.
Yeah.
And I've now got Ajahn Brahm, so he's gone up one.
Finally got promoted.
Yes. So this is Des McDade, who paid for the advertisements in the paper.
Yeah.
And the gentleman on the other end is Rob Greenheld, who was also a treasurer.
Whoops.
And Chris Banks was a past president. We met up with her at then and found that when I was teaching at Perth College, I was been Chris Banks' teacher.
Oh,
Fantastic.
Yes, we didn't know. And that was the shrine that Ananda had upstairs. Our first step was to invite Venerable Kati Palo, and that stimulated more interest, which was good. And then we, I think we had by that stage sat round the kitchen table and made out a constitution. And we did not put anything in there about bhikkhus coming, because whatever rule thing we put in the constitution about bhikkhus being here would probably have to be changed.
Do you think there's anything about the history that we've forgotten to ask you because we don't know, or that there's something that we should have asked you?
No, just that it did begin in that weatherboard and iron house in West Leaderville, and there were a few of us, and it was my husband Richard Barton who set it off. I wrote the letter, but he told me to write it. Wives always get to write the letters.
Well, many thanks to you and Richard.
Yes.
Thank you very much. There's a story I'm intrigued with. I haven't been able to link it all up yet, but had you heard the story of a Burmese seaman that died at sea, and the ship docked in Fremantle, and they were looking for a Buddhist to hold the funeral? So eventually they reached out because Professor Jayasira had been asked to go on to a multicultural committee by the government.
Yes.
He then tried to find a number of Buddhists in Perth to go to that funeral because the seaman didn't. But that could have been in 1972.
Oh, yes, that must have been before, because I don't know about that.
Okay,
and
just check.
if we'd already been a group, he would have known that we were there.
so in the early 70s, how was Australia generally taking to Buddhism?
Oh, tolerant.
Tolerant?
Tolerant. I have, now when I joined CWA, CWA is strictly non-party political and non-sectarian. So when you join, nobody asks how you vote, nobody asks what religion you are. We're all just women working for the community. And but there, inevitably, since CWA began in the 1920s, there is a strong Christian background to it. And when the ladies realised that I was not a Christian, they were blinked a little, but they accepted me. So you get to know what religion people are, just in casual conversation. And that was okay. I was just one of the members. And I served on the CWA State Council for 6 years. And at that time, they used to have they still do have an opening ceremony for the state conference. And the state president at that time decided to have a multicultural service, which made me smile gently because there was 3 Christians and a Buddhist. But 3 different Christians, mind you. An Anglican, a Catholic and a Uniting Church. But that was well received by the membership, and I had several people come and talk to me. I did a meditation on loving kindness, and another lady contacted me afterwards and said that she had taken this back. She was from somewhere east of Esperance, and taken it to her Bible study group, and they were using it in their Christian Bible study group. And I thought, good, that's the way it should be.
Were there other Eastern religions at that time in Western Australia?
Hare Krishnas.
Yes. I mean, certainly, though, of course, the White Australia policy had come to an end from 1966 onwards, so we were certainly becoming a lot more multicultural. And, so we'll naturally, as part of that, we're becoming a lot more religiously diverse.
Maureen, you might not know that the Buddhist Society of Western Australia, the YouTube channel of all of the talks, is probably the most watched and kind of revered in the world. It appears on many lists saying if you're interested in Buddhism, go here first. Yes. Are you happy with the development of Buddhism in Western Australia and Australia?
Yes. Well,
given that you were one of the instigators?
Yes. No, I'm just delighted that our little group, we had aspirations, and I'm just so delighted to see so many. I went to the opening of the Dhammaloka, and I think, isn't this great?
It's very hard for a monk to know what to give you. So I had Ajahn Brahm personalise this book for you last night. So
thank you.
Ajahn Brahmali gathered stories of Ajahn Brahm talking about compassion and kindness. So Ajahn's autographed that to you and said that he remembered your kindnesses over many decades and just wanted to send you his deep metta today.
Yes, I'm touched and very pleased. Yes. Yeah. Ajahn Venerable Brahm was quite skinny for quite a long time. And then he went to visit his mother in England. And I remember when he came back, he said that his mother's idea of a balanced meal was a paper of fish and chips in each hand.
Thanks for sharing that, Gary. Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much for that.
One last question for me, Cecilia may have a. Where did Richard's, your husband's Buddhist practice come from?
Books.
Books.
Books, yes.
He'd been studying that for some years, would you say?
Probably. He had several books about Buddhism, and that's how he. I don't know why he went on that. He had a rather difficult childhood, so maybe something in Buddhism clicked with him.
So from 9 members, we have more than 4,000 members now.
Ajahn Brahm's most favourite talk, which is called The 4 Ways of Letting Go, has had 2 million downloads on YouTube. So every time he gives a Friday night talk, it tends to reach 30,000 people around the world. And one of the nice things, COVID's not good news, but people saying, this has really helped me and I'm in lockdown, or thank you for still showing up and, cracking the bad jokes as ever, but it kind of really helps me.
Yes. Well, that's wonderful. Yes.
That really makes me think of the first stanza of the Dhammapada. The mind is the forerunner of all things. And if you didn't have your kitchen meetings, we wouldn't be here today.
That's right, yes, sitting there. Yes. Yes, they were good times. They really were.
Well, thank you very much. I'd just like to do a chant for you and Ananda.
Yes.
To bless you, your extended family in the house. Sabba rogo vinasatu Mate Bhavan Twandarayo Sukhi Digayugo Bhava Abhivadana Sili Sanichang Buddhamacharino Chadaro Dhamma Vadanti Ayuwano Sukhan Balang Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Can you turn on my mic? Thank you. So thanks for doing the video, and very nice to see you here today. Without you and without what you guys did 50 years ago, all of us would not be here today. And it's interesting. There are two things that I noted from the interview. One was that she mentioned at the start of the video that Ajahn Brahm was skinny. And then she ended the video reminding us that Ajahn Brahm was skinny. So at least there is someone who actually witnessed how skinny Ajahn Brahm was 50 years ago. Nicholas too. Okay. And then the other thing that she mentioned that I caught was that she said, people don't like to attend meetings. That was 50 years ago. And things have not changed, Ajahn. I don't think the committee likes to attend meetings even today. So with that, we are going to move on to the next video. Sorry, you guys will have to sit through a number of videos, but I thought that's quite interesting because a lot of us are members of BSWA. We come to Dhammaloka on Friday night, come and do meditation on Saturday, Sudha class on Sunday, but we don't really know the history. And it's so nice to actually know how this all was started like 50 years ago. So with this, the next video that we're going to show is the history of BSWA.
years ago from today, in that evening of Vesak day, 7 founders stayed around Buddhist society. Western Australia was born. Professor Jayasuriya, President, Don Vice President, Maureen, Barton, Secretary, Mr. Barton, the librarian. Happy anniversary, happy anniversary, 50th anniversary, Buddhist Society, Western Australia. Happy anniversary, happy anniversary, 50th anniversary, Buddhist Society, Western Australia.
Sentan Tan Aung and Rohini Jayasuriya were there. Pali was there too, but Pali did not wait around.
From Main Street, West Leaderville, to Ghost Nails, Whitley Street, from North Perth, Magnolia Street, to Lullamara, Nelson Way. Happy anniversary, happy anniversary, 50th anniversary, Buddhist Society, Western Australia. Happy anniversary, happy anniversary, 50th anniversary, Buddhist Society, Western Australia. We spread a teaching far and wide, kindness, compassion, wisdom as our guide. We've touched many lives, far and near, brought peace to hearts that were once in fear. We sit quietly with mindfulness, we share kindness with every nation, to spread and feel their connection in stillness, just peace, silent action. Happy
Okay, thanks everyone for your patience. You've sat through 2 videos. Time is 4:10, so we've got a last video to show. Boon has put together, he has contacted a number of individuals to provide their congratulatory notes on our BSWA's 50th anniversary. So that's the next video that we're going to play.
So, 50 years ago, the BSWA was founded at a Vesak ceremony, I believe in somebody's house. We didn't have any monks, nor nuns, nor place which we had for ourselves, just in somebody's house with a few people. And then after 50 years, see how big it's grown. We have huge number of people and supporters, huge number of monks and nuns, many property, and many huge properties. We've also got a huge monk as well. And in other words, it's amazing to see how much we've grown. And that growth of our Buddhist society is something to be celebrated. I do know some people who would come and see us in those first years when I came and we lived in Magnolia Street. Some of them thought there's no way we could survive because we didn't have that much support in the early days. But it's amazing just after all these years how much we have grown. And one of the reasons why we have grown is because in our Buddhist society of Western Australia, we always try to make peace, be kind, be gentle. If ever we make mistakes, we always ask for forgiveness, and we learn from our mistakes. So little by little, we keep growing and growing and growing. Yes, it's hard work keeping such a big Buddhist society alive and prospering, but it doesn't matter as long as we have those beautiful motivations of peace and kindness and gentleness. It's amazing just how much, quite naturally, the teachings grow and the people respect those teachings, live by those teachings, and wonderful things happen. In all these years, you notice that it's a Vesak ceremony this year, but nevertheless we don't ask for any money. We do ask for support though, but that support is from each one of you. The volunteers, the helpers, the committee members, the people who help on the side, all the monks and nuns are always willing to give a hand. This is what I think makes our Buddhist society of West Australia very strong. Just the goodwill of all the lay people and all of the monks and nuns, always working together. I'm sure you've seen me and many of the other monks working hard physically. We don't just write books and give talks and have your photograph taken. We do much more than that. And we all help out. When we help each other that way, it's one community, and it will always keep growing as long as we remember our purpose is just to make that community kind and gentle and purposeful. So we inspire everybody. I get inspired by some of you lay people. You get inspired by some of our monks and nuns. And that mutual inspiration gives us something which you cannot find in the real world. Just in this beautiful tradition of service and solitude. So may the Buddhist Society of Western Australia grow for another 50 years. I don't guarantee I'm going to be there to see it, but nevertheless, I always think that when you do something good, it's like planting a tree. You may not ever see it grow to fulfillment, but it's still worthwhile planting the seed, protecting it, and seeing it grow, knowing that in the future it will create this beautiful forest for the benefit of all beings, not just humans, but the animals as well. Congratulations, Buddhist Society of Western Australia.
I arrived here in 2002, and 20 years ago. And that time, we have only one nun's cottage and the 2 kuti, and they completed in year 2001. So I came in 2002. And then only 4 of us that time, myself, Vempa Seri, Vempa Niroda, and Ajahn, only 4 of us, started off with 4 of us. And then over the years, and we have, completed this Sala complex. We have a meditation hall, the dining, kitchen, and library. And also we have more accommodations for lay guests to come and stay. And also we built more kutis. So we finished this Sala complex in year 2015, end of 2015 we moved in. And after that we built more kutis. So now we grew up to, we started with 4, but now we grow up to our community of 20. And also we have our affiliated monastery in New South Wales. So we have posted 4 nuns over there, and they've been doing really well. And then the people from New South Wales, they're very happy with the growth there, and they're doing a very good job. And also because of the growing community. And that's why we have this affiliated monastery in New South Wales, so that we can take in more trainees. And with all the growth of the Dhammasara is all the joint effort, the contribution of all the committee members, supporters, volunteers, they're really everybody working very hard and very supportive. I must say that we are very fortunate to have, such a community, like really a diversity, with different ethnic group, and then very supportive. And without the support, it's not possible for us, to this point that how we grow. And Dhammasara is one of the largest nuns monastery in the world, especially the Theravada traditions. To be able to come here to practice and to take up the monastic life, and is really beneficial to many people. And even some people come here for dhanas, they're so inspiring, that such a peaceful place, and we provide this peaceful place, for people when they come here, they find peace. And this is really a priceless gift that we can give to the world. Peace. You can't buy peace, isn't it? So the fact that we are here, and then the people come here to practice and create this peaceful place for people to come and practice, and people come here to offer dana, and it's all the people effort that they put in here to develop this, to help us to develop this place, and then grow to this point. And actually, that they not only benefit themselves, they benefit many others and many generations to come. So I would like to take this opportunity to really thank and also express my gratitude to all our supporters, our volunteers, and also the committee's member in the past, in the current committee member. And because without their support, I don't think it's really possible, that we grow to this point. And also congratulations again to Buddhist Society of Western Australia for the 50th anniversary.
Hi, I'm Xenia, the President of the Buddhist Society of Western Australia. I wish BSWA happy 50th anniversary and happy Vesak Day. And also I want to extend my congratulations in Ukrainian language. Буддистське товариство Західної Австралії, я вітаю вас з 50-річчям, а також я вітаю вас з Днем Vesak.
Hi everyone, thank you for having me. My name is Sam Lim. I'm the first Buddhist Member of Parliament in Australia Federal Government. I'm now in Canberra, unable to attend and celebrate with everyone back home in BSWA Perth. BSWA was founded on Vesak Day 50 years ago. It started with 7 people who gathered to form the BSWA. It has now grown to a highly respected organization with thousands of followers from various countries, various nationality around the world. BSWA has been very active in promoting dana, generosity, sila, morality, and bhavana, mental cultivation. As a result of this propagation, BSWA has brought lots of positive benefit to the wider community in Australia. Under the guidance of the venerable monks and nuns, such as our most venerable Ajahn Brahm and Ajahn Hasapana, the BSWA Center is still growing to help in spreading the precious Dhamma to all beings. May BSWA continue for many, many more years and bringing more benefit to all human beings. Sabbe Sata Suki Hotu Anumodantu Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu.
Hello, I am Andrea Criado, a councillor with the City of Stirling for the Balga ward. I am here to extend my best wishes to all of you and wish you a happy Vesak. I would also like to extend my congratulations to the Buddhist Society of Western Australia that was founded 50 years ago due to the effort of 7 founders. The organisation has grown over this time due to the tremendous effort of a number of volunteers, and it is organizations like yours that offer people a place of comfort, a place to build relationships, and this is what causes peace and harmony in our society. So thank you for your work, and I wish you all the best for the next 50 years to come, and
happy birthday BSWA. I've been privileged to be enjoying the services of the Buddhist Society of Western Australia for the last 17 years, 10 of them as a monk. So a huge thanks to all the volunteers that make the BSWA happen, and without them I wouldn't be able to be wearing these brown robes and sharing with others the Buddha's gift of peace. But the biggest thanks of all go out to my teacher and the spiritual head of the Buddhist Society of Western Australia, Ajahn Brahm. So thank you, Ajahn. Happy birthday again to the Buddhist Society of Western Australia from Venerable Mudu here at Bodhinyana Great Southern, the Ocean Forest Hermitage in Albany, Western Australia. Bye-bye.
Congratulations BSWA for 50 years of amazing service to the people of Perth.
Well done. Thank you so much.
And ordaining this guy, and that guy, and that guy. another happy 50 more years.
Yeah.
Go.
Happy 50th birthday, Buddhist Society! Yay!
Happy
50th anniversary, BSWA.
Woohoo!
Oh, happy 50th anniversary, BSWA.
So happy 50th birthday. It's a great number to reach. I specifically want to give my deep appreciation and thanks for all the wonderful volunteers from the very beginning who've helped set up this wonderful society. To say that as a representative for the Australian Sangha Association committee, how fortunate the ASA has been over the years that the Buddhist Society of Western Australia initially led by Ajahn Brahm and Bhante Sujato, has provided monastic resource, male and female, to keep the ASA going each year, to give a good skill set to make sure that admin, web, teachings, helping other monastics in other traditions that may have problems with admin or not sure how to make a visa application. The BSWA has been very strong in the stability of the ASA and giving a strong future. So I think the 50th is something for lay supporters in particular to support, give themselves a big pat on the back for all the work, the kindness, the perseverance at times in difficult times, and the generosity of spirit that's been shown to the whole of Australia. So to all of you, enjoy it. Let's get together and see if we can get another 50 going. And sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
I'm Natasha Tang. I'm the president of the Buddhist Council of Western Australia. I'm here to congratulate the Buddhist Society of Western Australia establishment on the Vesak Day, and it's the 50th anniversary. This is just a very important milestone for your society. I wish you all the very best. Congratulations for your great work for the society here. And I hope that there will be another 50 years and 50 years of your society to serve our community. Thank you.
This is a message from the Buddhist Society of Victoria, recorded at Newbury Buddhist Monastery. BSWA, what an incredible 50 years of growth and service. You have thank you for setting in motion the wheel of Dhamma in Western Australia and beyond. May it continue to roll for a very long, long time.
Awesome! Awesome!
Hello, this is Venerable Chanda speaking from the Anukampa Bhikkhuni Vihara in Oxford, and I'd like to express gratitude to the BSWA and also to Ajahn Brahm for your selfless service throughout so many decades. Your example gives me confidence to do things I'd never conceived of as possible, and this monastery is an example of that, one of your Dhamma babies. Anukampa is a worthy and challenging project, and Ajahn Brahm's support has been unwavering throughout. You're all such an inspiration. So may you rejoice in your service and continue the good work. Long live the BSWA! Sadhu! Sadhu! Sadhu!
Hello, this is Ayavimala and Ayanika from Silorian Monastery in Belgium, and we just want to say Sadhu, 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 and congratulations.
Dear members and friends of Buddhist Society of Western Australia, on behalf of Buddhist Gem Fellowships of Malaysia, I would like to offer our warmest congratulations on your 50th anniversary. This is a truly remarkable milestone and one that is a testament to the dedication, hard work, and vision of everyone who has contributed to the society's success over the past year. For 5 decades, the Buddhist Society of Western Australia has been a beacon of wisdom, compassion, and community for countless individuals around the world. Your commitment to spreading the teachings of the Buddha and to creating a welcoming and inclusive space for all who seek to deepen their spiritual practice is truly inspiring. Through your meditation classes, retreats, talks, and community events, you have touched the lives of so many and have helped to transform communities and societies. Once again, Congratulations to this momentous occasion. May you continue to be a source of inspiration, guidance, and support to all who seek the path of wisdom and compassion. Happy Golden Anniversary. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
BSWA, Happy 50th Anniversary.
Best wishes from Buddhist Gem Fellowship, Malaysia.
Warmest congratulations to BSWA for its 50th anniversary. 50 years. BF applauds BSWA for reaching this milestone. From where there was no Dhamma in the wild forests of Western Australia, many beacons of Dhamma light has grown. This is simply amazing. Countless lives all over the world have benefited from the BSWA, of which BF must be one of the chief beneficiaries. We have received great teachers and their inspiring teachings from the great monasteries of the BSWA, Dhammasara Monastery, Usala Hermitage, and not least, Bodhiana Monastery. And we have benefited from the excellent retreats at Jhana Grove. For this, we are abundantly grateful. With palms together, BF wishes BSWA a joyous anniversary celebration, and may you continue to grow and be a blessing to others. The BF Exco sends its warmest wishes to BSWA as well.
Happy 50th anniversary, BSWA. Suki Hotu.
Selamat panjang umur dan bahagia.
Happy Holy
Birthday Buddhist
Society of
Western Australia.
Stay strong
with Mega Metta from Ehipasiko Foundation,
Indonesia.
Congratulations to BSWA from Drupa, Australia.
Happy 50th anniversary Buddhist Society in Western Australia.
On this special occasion, I wish to thank the BSWA for helping all the Cambodian refugees when they first arrived in Perth to their new homes from the refugee camp in Thailand. And the Cambodian Buddhist Society is eternally grateful to BSWA for all the generous support given to us, especially in the building of Wat Dhammaloka in Camscott. Congratulations for your 50th anniversary. សូមជូនពរក្នុងឱកាសពិធីបុណ្យខួបកំណើត50ឆ្នាំរបស់ BSWA នៅទីក្រុង Perth សូមអរគុណ
Happy Vesak Day and congratulations on 50th anniversary to BSWA.
สวัสดีค่ะวันวิสาขะเดย์แล้วก็มียินดี50 ปีของพุทธสมาคม WA ค่ะ
คือค่ะโอเค1 2 3 Happy Anniversary 50 years of Buddhist Society of Western Australia สุขสันต์วันครบรอบ50 ปีสมาคมชาวพุทธเมืองเพิร์ธประเทศออสเตรเลียสาธุเอายิ้มเย่โอ้มีความเหนื่อยอ่อนยิ่งกว่า
Yes, we migrated to Australia in 1982, and within a week of coming here, Dr. Aryaman Mendis introduced us to the Buddhist Society and paid our first membership for us to join the society. It was then in a small house in Magnolia Street, and I can remember then collecting fundraising for a carpet which cost only $60. So from there we have built up to this today's amazing feat. And I think we are full of gratitude to Ajahn Brahm for guiding us through to this point.
And also we are ever so grateful to Ajahn Jagaro, who was very much in initiating the Buddhist Society and starting it. And it has been, so congratulations for 50 years. And we do hope that it will go on forever, maybe another 100 years or more. So we're really so grateful and happy to see where the Buddhist Society is now. It's going from strength to strength.
We are now one of the biggest societies in the world, I think. We were so effective, and we are now on the map. Thank you. Good luck to the Buddhist Society, and may it all go well.
On behalf of my late parents, Dr. and Mrs. Aryaman Mendis, who were founding members of BSWA, I will take this opportunity to reflect their joy and congratulations on this special occasion. A Dhamma seed was planted by a small group of lay Buddhists 50 years ago, and look at it now. It is a huge tree, supporting many monks and nuns, and many lay members locally and around the world. Well done, BSWA. Thank you.
Congratulations to the Buddhist Society of Western Australia, 50th anniversary and Vesak Day, with Metta, Barbara and Ainsley. Okay, there's the congratulations.
Happy Vesak and happy 50th anniversary of our Buddhist Society of Western Australia. I really happy to get this opportunity to talk about as an old member of this society from 1989. I can see the growth of our society because of our very great monks and nuns. I am very happily bless our Buddhist society as an old member.
Greetings, Ajahn Brahm and all at the Buddhist Society of WA on this most auspicious and celebratory occasion. Congratulations and deep gratitude for 50 years of skillfully and compassionately spreading the Dharma. My personal thanks are heartfelt for those early years in the 1980s at Magnolia Street, North Perth, at the fledgling Bodhinyana and Dhammaloka. Those years seeded my path as it did for so many of us. And may the work continue and flourish. May you all be very happy and well. Thank you.
Well, hello. I'd like to congratulate the Buddhist Society of Western Australia today for 50 years of wonderful service. Going back those 50 years, back in 1973-74, Professor Jayasuriya and many others that were around at the time were about to start this wonderful Buddhist Society. And it's gone on from there to be, well, what it is today. And from very, very small beginnings, with lots of help from lots of people, we are where we are today. And a great big congratulations to everyone over those years it's been involved. Thank you very much.
I'd like to congratulate the Buddhist Society of WA, in particular the Sangha, for coming to Thailand initially, Ajahn Brahm and Ajahn Jagaro for initially coming from Thailand to a Western country where there wasn't so much support in the early days. May I congratulate the Sangha of the Buddhist Society and all the volunteers that make meditation and Dhamma teachings available freely, and congratulations to all those people involved in the Buddhist Society of WA. 50 years of teaching Dhamma freely. Congratulations.
I was treasurer and president about 15 years ago. At a time of great growth for the society, when we were building and funding the Jhana Grove Meditation Centre and Dhammasara Nuns Monastery. It was a great privilege to be part of the Buddhist Society, to look after Ajahn Brahm, the monks and nuns and our members. One of the greatest privileges anyone can have, and I truly appreciate the time that I spent with it. Congratulations to the Buddhist Society on 50 years of spreading the word about our Buddha. Thank you.
Thank you, Boon, for organizing this little video clip and my very good wishes to the Buddhist Society to continue as we have been continuing for the last 50 years, and I hope without any doubt that the Buddhist Society will continue into the future.
Happy 50th birthday, Buddhist Society of Western Australia. You've come so far, you've achieved so much, but it is really only just the beginning. Best wishes from Margaret River.
Okay.
Congratulations, BSWA, on your 50th anniversary. It's a golden anniversary, and we have come a long way over this 50 years.
But who is the BSWA? The BSWA are the volunteers, every one of us, not just the president, people on the committee, people on the subcommittees, everyone who's ever shown up for anything, who's ever made a donation, who's ever helped in any way over the past 50 years.
With generosity and kindness. So, congratulations again, BSWA, and let's have a very happy Vesak celebration this year.
Hi, I'm Drew, one of the former presidents of the Buddhist Society of Western Australia. Happy 50th Vesak, and of course happy 50th anniversary to the Buddhist Society from both myself and my son Hayden. Of course, being 50 years old, it could be the fact that older members who may have passed 30 years ago could now have been reborn and be members of the Buddhist Society again. Happy birthday, BSWA.
I would like to congratulate BSWA for its 50th anniversary. We managed to survive from a very humble beginning until now. We are a very successful Buddhist society, one of the best in the world in Theravada tradition. I can imagine in those days people have to work very hard without professional help. But today, BSWA has got a team comprising full-time and part-time staff and many volunteers with a lot of technological knowledge and so on and so forth. We are very fortunate that we have a group of volunteers that help in terms of library, recording, which we give online Dhamma talk and Dhamma teaching, and also we even have gardening, like gardening volunteers and so on. So we beautify our premise at Nonamara. So I'm so proud that we managed to grow from a very humble beginning till today, a very successful Buddhist society. I'm very proud. Thank you. Congratulations.
Hi everyone, my name is Leha Go. I have been a volunteer in BSWA since 2015 and I'm currently the operations manager. I am very honored and privileged to be part of this organization, and over the past 10 years since I moved to Perth, I've actually seen how BSWA has grown over the years. And this did not happen by chance. It's definitely due to the hard work and the leadership of Ajahn Brahm, as well as his monks factory and nuns factory. We also have a very dedicated pool of volunteers who have been keeping the organization going, as well as a small team of paid staff in Dhammaloka. It's quite amazing the work that we've done in BSWA and how it has reached almost every corner of the world and has touched many lives, including mine. I wish BSWA many more good years, and may the organization continue to propagate the Buddha's teaching and to be a source of support for those people in their spiritual journey. Congratulations, BSWA, on your 50th anniversary.
Vesak Day! Congratulations to BSWA on its 50th anniversary! Vesak Ji Phai Lo!
Congratulations Buddhist Society Western Australia for the 50th anniversary. බටහිර ඔස්ට්‍රේලියානු බෞද්ධ සංගමයේ 50 වෙනි සංවත්සරයේ සුබ පැතුම්.
Happy Vesak and happy 50th birthday BSWA.
Happy 50th anniversary BSWA.
Happy 50th anniversary BSWA.
Happy Vesak, everybody, and more importantly, happy 50th anniversary. So wonderful to be part of this great big family.
I'm Prime. I'm so glad to be associated with the Buddhist Society of Western Australia for 30 years actually this year. And I wish the society and all the members and our teachers all the best for the next 50 years. And let's celebrate, I don't know who will be there, not me, the 100th century.
Go!
Happy 50th anniversary BSWA.
Hooray!
Happy 50th birthday BSWA.
BSWA. Okay, so happy 50th anniversary BSWA.
Yay!
Gratitude to Ajahn Chah. Gratitude to the founders of the Buddhist Society 50 years ago. Gratitude to Ajahn Brahm. Gratitude to the Sangha. Gratitude to the lay supporters in overseas and in Australia. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Happy Vesak Day and happy 50th anniversary BSWA. Thank you for helping to spread the Buddhist teaching throughout the world.
And then you say it. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll say, happy birthday, Buddhist Society.
Happy birthday, Buddhist Society.
Happy birthday, Buddhist Society. You want to do one more?
Happy birthday, Buddhist Society.
Happy 50th anniversary, BSWA. Yay! You just said yay.
Oh, okay. okay or not?
Congratulations BSWA for completing half a century.
Congratulations to BSWA's 50th anniversary. I joined BSWA in 1998. It was a homegrown society. Today, its members are global. Congratulations, and let's celebrate.
Our name is Van, Therese, Dmitry. We are going to do happy anniversary in Vietnamese, Russian, and in English. You ready?
Chúc mừng kỷ niệm 50 năm ngày thành lập BSWA.
Поздравляю сообщество буддистов Западной Австралии
PTCT Lithium.
Happy 50th anniversary BSWA.
Okay, so
Happy Vesak, happy 50th anniversary of Buddhist Society of WA. সবাইকে বৈশাখী পূর্ণিমার শুভেচ্ছা. Take care.
Hallo from Germany. Ich möchte ganz herzlich gratulieren. Alles Gute zum 50. Jahrestag an die Buddhist Society of Western Australia. Happy anniversary. This is amazing. Thank you very much for all you've done. And thank all the lovely people who put in their time and the effort and the kindness to provide all you have done to us over the years. And please, don't stop now. Still lots of work to do, I'm afraid. Thank you very much. Lots of metta. Bye-bye.
Hello BSWA. Happy anniversary. I'm Piotr Jagodziński from a Polish YouTube channel, Sasana PL. And I am speaking to you from the eastern forests of Poland. On behalf of all Polish Buddhists in Poland, I would like to thank you for all your good work. All the monks and nuns and all the lay people from the BSWA. Thank you very much. I'm sending metta to all of you. May all of you be happy and wish Nibbana in this very life. Dziękujemy, pozdrawiamy.
Happy. 다시. 이대로 시작해요. 네. Happy 50th anniversary BSWA from Seoul, Korea.
Thanks everyone for sitting through the 3 videos. And as what is appearing on the screen right now, I was told that there's a lot more messages that Boon couldn't squeeze into the 1 hour because I told him, I said, don't make the people stay for 2 hours just watching those messages. So we're going to post that on the website so you can actually look at it. And just to let everyone know, as part of the 50th anniversary celebration, we had actually started to post some Rains retreat talks from, I think it's starting from 2010. So you should be able to find those Rains retreat talks on podcast, and they are really good. Those are the talks that Ajahn Brahm gave to the monks, so they are like serious talks, but very interesting. So please listen to the podcast, and it's already out. We've already started to publish them a couple of weeks ago. So before I end this session, I would like to thank the organizer for putting this together. We actually went to Ajahn Brahm a few months ago saying that we're going to celebrate 50th anniversary, and Ajahn Brahm said no. Then we went to him a second time, Ajahn Brahm, please, and he said no. And then we went to him a third time. You know how like in Buddha's time, you had to go to Buddha 3 times before he said yes? And then we're like, Ajahn, we're going to do it simple. We're going to do it as, he's like, Vesak Day is already quite packed. There's no time for celebration. So we're like, we'll do, just a few hours. And thanks to the organizing committee headed by Boon for putting this together. And he has other team members with him as well. Angela Black, Jeffrey Tan, Lucky Konikwa Waku, Patricia Go, as well as all the volunteers today who helped out with the car parking and catering. Thanks everyone for putting this together and allowing us to understand what BSWA has done over the past 50 years. Thank you. And before we go, the VIPs, we actually have a small reception for you to the right. There's a shrine room, so there's a small reception, and some of our executive committee members will be there to have a chat with you. And for the rest, we have the second part to our Vesak Day celebration, so you can stay in the hall, and then after that, at 5:30, there will be a reception at the community hall. But before we go, because from the videos, I could see that a lot of people actually caught on to what Ajahn Brahm did, or Ajahn Brahm taught with his sadhus, his 3 sadhus. But what I was really surprised was that Ajahn Nisarano even had an English version, because Ajahn Brahm did kind of like explain to us that Awesome is the English translation for sadhu. So perhaps to end this 50th anniversary celebration, let's do not just 3 sadhus. It's not like sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. It has to be like sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Are you ready? Ajahn Brahm, you want to lead this?
Okay. Awesome.
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 See, the problem with Ajahn is that whenever you tell him to do something, he'll do something opposite. So Ajahn, do it in sadhus.
Okay. Sadhu. Sadhu. Awesome.
Thank you. So thanks everyone for coming, and may I invite the VIPs to join our executive committee in the other room. Ksenia, are you here? Yeah, you want to show the VIPs?
Yes. Excellent. We're also going to be doing next the 5 precept ceremony for those new Buddhists.
Yep. So we still have a few minutes because we are going to start the taking of 3 refuges and 5 precepts for overseas and new Buddhists. Okay. If you guys need to take a break, you can just take a stretch break, bio break for about 3 minutes. Come back at 5 o'clock.
It's right at the market.
And then it's going to take about 30 minutes before you can head over to the community hall for a small reception. So please come back.
Who was that person before? Was it before Dennis Shepherd? Was it Jill Hannah?
No. Is it Charlesworth?
No, not in Charlesworth. Hi, nice to see you. Thank you both for wishing BSWA 50 years. And I wish you another 50 years of volunteering.
Are you keeping well? Yeah, nice to see you. Sure. Right. Yeah. And are you traveling well? Yeah. Cool.
Nati me savanang anyang Buddha Dhammo Sangha me savanang iti and such Te Hotu Sabada. Here you go. Okay, you're here now. Okay, 5 o'clock now. We have another ceremony we're doing, and this is the 3 refuges and the 5 precepts for the new Buddhists. So, can we please have some quiet? And can we have Jonathan Lay come closer? Lydia Petrevsky. Lydia, anywhere? Hi, please come up. David Putz here. David. And Nate Skander. Could you come up to the front? Come a bit closer. No, not yet. I'll have a cup of tea, usual. Yeah, okay. So we have Jonathan. You are Nate. Lydia. You're Lydia. And David. David Putz. Is David Putz anywhere? Okay. Now, can I please have some peace and quiet? This is a Buddhist temple. We just said how peaceful it is. Because what we're going to do now is we have a huge number of people overseas and here, and we're going to be giving them the 3 refuges and the 5 precepts. It's very easy to do. So I hope that these people have tuned in overseas. And these are the people who are taking the 3 refuges and the 5 precepts today. There's Amardeep Singh from Canada, Chandas Ranslow from Rhode Island, USA, Catalina Hurl Springmuller from Santiago, Chile, Celso Sanchez from Texas, USA, Cho Byung-yun from Gimcheon City in South Korea, Christoph Enslin from North Carolina, USA, and their pictures are on the board there, they're coming up. And Ichimoff Ottila from Grafschaft in Germany, Elsa Cynthia Sediadi from Japan, Francesca Huber, Germany, Gabriel Bremer from Vienna in Austria, Gerald Lee from Hong Kong. I've given him the 3 refuges and 5 precepts for years. Is he on there? Okay. Hi, Gerald. You know picture. And Hugo and Alison Hoffman from Wellington, New Zealand. I've given you 5 precepts before, for sure. Isabel Romero from Spain, Jim Pincini from Berlin in Germany, Joyce To in Hong Kong, Katarzyna Chusteka, that's Cassia from Poland, Kavya Anjani from Queensland, Leslie Green from UK, Liz Shields from Trowbridge in UK, Lovro Markovic from Austria, Mayor Prakash Srivastava from New Jersey, USA, Michelle Sue Fern from Malaysia, Nagifa Richard from Hungary, Nirupama Chandari from India, Ori Avital from Israel, Petra Carmen from Ingoist in Germany, Priyank Deep from New Jersey, USA, Ray Prajnamitra in Singapore, Rob Alexandra from Portugal, Rupi Kalwarachi from Colombo in Sri Lanka, Saket Khanna and Nita Walecha from California, USA, Sandra Ike from Florida, USA, Sandra Wiegand from USA, Sarah Hall from Manchester, UK, Sophia Sky from North Carolina, USA, Stefan Sergeyevich Lezhin from Uzbekistan, Sukito Hakan Jansson from Näcka in Sweden, Tan Hong Nguyen from Quebec, Canada, Terry Hodgkins from Thailand, Victoria Casanova from Massachusetts, USA, Winnie Cheng from Hong Kong, and Yu Dong Yeon from Seoul in South Korea. Those are the ones from overseas, which is one of the reasons why I read out their names, to know they're all acknowledged over here, and also that we can now also say the names of the 4 people here. I know Jonathan's in front of me, that Lydia is there, and also David. David Putz, does he come? No, doesn't seem to be here. But anyway, the 3 of you are here. So have you got the chanting? And the 3 refuges and the 5 precepts. The 3 refuges is what makes you a Buddhist. You go to the refuge in the Buddha, the Dhamma and the Sangha, and taking the 5 precepts, to me, is common sense, not doing anything which would harm yourself or harm others. In particular, not killing any living beings, which means as you walk down the path, if you do see a snail, walk around it or pick it up and move it away, just so you can look after the snail. And you'll be amazed that when you look after animals, animals look after you. They don't really harm you. Even when I first built one of those buildings over there, which you saw in Jhana Grove, and there was an ant mound outside. So I made sure when I was building, I wouldn't put the wood on the ant mound. I wouldn't drive any wheelbarrows over it. I looked after it for years. And so when I built that little A-frame building, I was the first one to move in there. And the ants never bothered me at all. It's as if those ants realized I was protecting them, so they looked after me. And a couple of years after I moved to another hut, someone drove a tractor over the ants mound. And from that time on, they started coming into the hut. That's a true story. It's weird, but sometimes animals have much more consciousness than you ever think and ever believe. Even that very ants hill, someone put a sugar cube on top of the ants hill. That was a great food source for the ants. We wondered, what would those ants do to get it down where it could be used in the middle of the hive? And they used amazing engineering. As I watched that sugar cube, every day it grew maybe 5 millimeters lower down, 5 millimeters lower down. The ants were excavating from underneath. And then once the top of the sugar cube was below the top of the ant's nest, then they put the earth on top. And that's how they brought it way down to where they could store it and make use of it. It showed me that those ants had a problem they'd never met before, and they knew how to solve the problem. And so that's one of the reasons why we respect all life. And the second precept is not to take what's not yours. In other words, not to steal. And it's amazing just when you are honest, people trust you. Got lots of stories about that, but once when I was in the hardware store, I was looking at the catalogue. It was so full of builders, I put the catalogue down on their till. It went ding, and all the money came out right in front of me. And the other builders stopped and said, "Look at that, monk." It was as if I was going to steal everything. But the owner of the store, Ron Green, at Armadale Hardware, he said, "Oh, those monks can't even touch the stuff." And he walked right away. That trust is wonderful. So don't do anything about stealing. Also, that I know you just recently got married. It's very expensive being married. So the third precept is not to commit adultery. You've done it once, that's enough. That's one of the reasons when I was a student, I only had one girlfriend. I couldn't afford to. So anyway, just trust in your relationships. And the fourth one is not to lie, always tell the truth, be honest. And if you make mistakes, be honest, people will forgive you. And the last precept is not to take alcohol or non-medicinal drugs. If you start taking alcohol and non-medicinal drugs, you're out of control. You can do any stupid thing. And you may be sort of drunk when you're driving the car, but that's not much of an excuse for the person you hit and you kill or you make disabled for the rest of their life. So always try and keep these precepts. Okay, so now I'm going to do the chanting of these precepts. If you look at the little books, I hope you've got something to read for all of our people from overseas. So here we go. We start with, okay. It's all over the place, okay. You don't need to actually do the request. Here we go, it's on the page 20 here. I will do the Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sammasambuddhassa 3 times, and once I've finished, then I ask you to chant that. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sammasambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sammasambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sammasambuddhassa. Now we do the going for the 3 refuges. Shall I do that in English, Lucky, or in the Pali? In English, okay. So this is in English. I go for refuge to the Buddha. Please say that. Well, actually it says to the Buddha I go for refuge. So, to the Buddha I go for refuge. To the Dhamma, I go for refuge. To the Sangha, I go for refuge. For the second time, to the Buddha, I go for refuge. For the second time, to the Dhamma, I go for refuge. For the second time, to the Sangha I go for refuge. For the third time, to the Buddha I go for refuge. For the third time, to the Dhamma I go for refuge. For the third time, to the Sangha I go for refuge. And this completes the going to the 3 refuges. Now I'll give you the 5 precepts. And I'll do them in English again. Here you go, it's on the last page. I undertake the precept to refrain from destroying living creatures. I undertake the precept to refrain from taking what is not given. I undertake the precept to refrain from sexual misconduct. What that really means is making sure you only have one partner so you're trustworthy. I undertake the precept to refrain from lying. I undertake the precept to refrain from intoxicating liquors and non-medicinal drugs which lead to carelessness. These are the 5 training precepts. Through virtue, you don't say this, it's just me. Through virtue they lead to a happy rebirth. Through virtue they lead to prosperity. Through virtue they lead to liberation. Therefore one should purify your virtue. And that little chant at the end means much more than anybody could imagine. Because those 5 training precepts, they make you trustworthy, which means that you can be honest with people. You may sort of get into trouble because you haven't got a fare, or you can't buy this, you can't buy that. And a lot of times, if you're a Buddhist and they know that, they will just say, you can pay tomorrow. And they know you will. And it means that trustworthiness is great for any of you in business and whatever you do in life. It makes you honest and prosperous. You don't waste money in doing stupid things. And also, it does lead to greater happiness and peace. But what would you do if you break any of those precepts? Would you be punished by the Buddhist Society of Western Australia? Would you be put in jail? What would happen if a precept was broken? And the answer is, if you do break a precept, you acknowledge it. So you don't try and hide it. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's just you made a mistake. And then once you made a mistake, you try and make sure the mistake never happens again. And once it doesn't happen again, it's like you feel this wonderful sense of freedom. This is not more burdens to put on your life, but ways of being more free. So you can learn to be a better human being day by day, more trustworthy, more honest. And as the gentleman Sam Lim, when I first met him, he was one of the, what do you call it? The policeman, West Australia policeman, who was in charge of the community services, liaising with all the other different parts of the multiracial community here in Western Australia. And as soon as he saw those 5 precepts, he said, if people kept these 5 precepts, he'd be out of a job. And that's pretty true. You're trustworthy, you're honest, you don't take alcohol or drugs. It's amazing how many friends you can have in this world. People who trust you, know you, and respect you. That's why it leads to a wonderful sense of family, of trust and honesty. So, now, I have the certificates here for those of you who are right here in front of me. So, Jonathan, here is your certificate. Please come and get a nice shot. Your mum wants to do this. She wanted to do this for a long time. And I know how hard it was for you to come here today because you've got another social engagement later on. But anyway, here you go. And here's a nice present for you from the Buddhist Society. It's books, it's propaganda. But you made your mum very happy today. Well done. And if you need to go now off to your party, it's fine. And Lydia, okay, good. My grandma's name was Lydia, and I loved her. She's a wonderful lady. Here you go, Lydia. Excellent. And may you live happily and well and keep these 5 precepts like a wonderful gift. The next one was Nate. Here you go, Nate. How old are you, Nate? Wow. 14. You're so lucky to take these 5 precepts so early in life. You can if you want, but you don't have to. It's what you feel. Well done. Excellent. Thank you for taking them. And welcome. It also means you take those precepts in front of me. It's like I'm at your service spiritually now. Okay, and was David here? No, again, I thought David might come, but he's not here at the moment. Oh, Elizabeth, we've got another one. Oh, no, these ones aren't here. They couldn't come. Elizabeth Bridge couldn't come. And these ones over here, how am I going to do this? Just to announce it to people? Yeah. These are all the ones overseas. We have these. Yeah. We have these for you here, many. I'll just read out the names to know that you have these, and we will send them over. and for our committee to know that I said that online, so they have to be sent over. There's no way you can ever sort of not do this now. So it's Gerald Lee, I've seen him up there, from Hong Kong. Elsa Shincha. Okay, other side. Oh yeah. Elsa Shincha Setiati in Japan. Leslie Green in UK. Lovro Markovic from Austria. Jim Pincini from Berlin in Germany. Kavya Anjani in Queensland. Tang Hung Nguyen, that's over in Canada. Ray Prajnamitra from Singapore. Celsa Sanchez, properly, from USA. Katarzyna Chusteka from Poland. Dziękuję. Rob Alexander from Portugal. Stepan Sergeyevich Lezhin from Uzbekistan. Hugo Hoffman from New Zealand. Alison Hoffman from New Zealand. I've known her a long time. Catalina Hurl Springmuller from Chile. Yu Dong-yeon from South Korea. Dziękuję. No, Dziękuję is Polish. I got that one wrong. Kamsamnida. Okay. Saket Khanna from USA. Rupi Kalwarachi, Tewan Saranai from Sri Lanka. Nita Walecha from USA. Francesca Huber from Germany. Kandach Ranslow from USA. Sukito Hakan Jansen from Sweden. Nirupama Chanduri from India. Mayur Prakash Srivastava from USA. Christoph Enslin, all these ones over here, USA. Sandra Vigand from USA. Isabel Romero from Spain. Ichimov Otilia from Germany. Cho Byung-yun from South Korea. Sandra Ike from USA. Amardeep Singh from Canada. Petra Carmen from Germany. Ori Avital from Israel. Donald Trump from USA. I read that wrong, sorry. Can you hear me over there? Okay, you did, good. Gabriel Bremer from Austria. Liz Shields from UK. Terry Hodgkiss from Thailand. Priyank Deep from USA. Sophia Sky from USA. Victoria Casanova from USA. Sarah Hall from UK. Michelle Hugh Fern from Malaysia. Nagifi Richard from Hungary. Winnie Cheng. Okay, Winnie Cheng from Hong Kong. And last but not least, Joyce To from Hong Kong. So each one of you will get one of these in the post or somewhere. If you don't get one of these, please, you can email the Buddhist Society of Western Australia. You can address it to Ajahn Brahm. I make my promise and I will keep them. It doesn't matter how busy I am, I keep those promises. So you will get one of these. Excellent. Otherwise, I break my precepts, and that's not good. So I wish you all happiness and well-being. I know the reason we do this is because as many places don't have a Buddhist center or other Buddhists close by. I know that personally for many years. When I became a Buddhist, I didn't know where to go. I thought I was the only Buddhist in Europe until I actually found that there were others as well. And now you have that opportunity to actually, on YouTube or on videos, to actually to be part of our BSWA. which means that I'm here again, the monks and the nuns, to serve and look after you in whichever way we can. Please know that we do travel around the world, so if you know that one of us is in your country, please come and say hello. If it's possible, please come and just check in with us. You can't go everywhere, you can't be everywhere, but at least we try our very best to help and serve as best we possibly can. So now I will give each one of you all together a lovely blessing. This is the Chulamangala Sutta. Sabba Buddha Nubhavena Sabba Dhamma Nubhavena Sabba Sangha Nubhavena Buddha Ratanang Dhamma Ratanang Sangha Ratanang Tinang Ratananang Anubhavena Chatura Siti Sahasa Dhamma Kandhanubhavena Pitaka Tayanubhavena Jinasa Wakanubhavena Sabete Roga Sabete Baya Sabete Antaraya Sabete Upadawa Sabete Dunimita Sabete Awamangala Vinasantu Ayuwa Dako Danawa Dako Siriwa Dako Yasawa Dako Balawa Dako Wanawa Dako Sukhawa Dako Hotu Sabada Dukkha Roga Baya Vira Sokasa Tuchapadawa Anekantaraya Piwina Santucha Tejasa Jaya Siddhi Danang Labang Soti Bhagayang Sukha Balang Siriyayu Chawano Chaboga Wudi Chayasawa Satawasa Chayu Chajiva Siddhi Bhavantu Te. Excellent. It's wonderful. So I wish you all happiness and well-being, and have a lovely party with your friend's house tonight, Jonathan. You don't need to stay. Celebrate. You're a young man, you have a young life, so please enjoy it. Excellent. Okay, so that finishes the important part of the ceremony. Now there's time for refreshments. For tea. So, Lucky, would you take our important guests? They said to put the VIPs in the somewhere to eat, but you're the real VIPs, the ones who take the 3 refuges and the 5 precepts. Well done, congratulations. What's your name? Oh, okay. Okay, yes, sure. Okay, so I'll give these, but yeah, this one's first of all. These ones you can put in the, they're in here. Could you?
Yep, sure. And Vanessa, I think she wants another picture.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.